pathway of gluconeogenesis. So in pathway of gluconeogenesis, this is a reversible path of the glycolysis. That means glycolysis, conversion of glucose to pyruvate. This is the glycolysis. So gluconeogenesis is nothing but a reversible of the glycolysis pathway. But in glycolysis, three irreversible steps are there. So that those three steps should be bypassed. So for that, alternate enzymes, the other enzymes will work in this gluconeogenesis pathway. So what are those three steps? Is the irreversible step is nothing but conversion of glucose to glucose 6-phosphate, conversion of fructose 6 to fructose 1,6 bisphosphate, then conversion of phosphoenol pyruvate to pyruvate. So these are the three irreversible steps that is present in glycolysis. These three steps should be bypassed so that the synthesis of glucose will takes place from pyruvate or lactate or any aminoglycosides, etc. So in this pathway, C, we have already discussed that substrates, precursors or substrates that are necessary for the gluconeogenesis are pyruvate, lactate, glycogenic amino acids, glycerol and propionate. So in this is the lactate and this is the amino acids and this is a glycerol and this is the pyruvate. So finally, whatever the substrates we are discussing regarding, we have discussed that substrates require glycerol, pyruvate, pyruvate, lactate, glucose, glycogenic amino acids, glycerol. So all these are the substrates which will enter into the glycolysis and it will convert into glucose. That is reversible path of the glycolysis will takes place in the synthesis of glucose, synthesis of new glucose molecules from other than carbohydrates. So these are not carbohydrates. Glycerol is not a carbohydrate, it is a metabolic. Glycerol is the substrate which will form by the degradation of lipids or fatty acids. Then lactate is the end product of the anaerobic condition, so that will again enter into the glycolysis by the reverse pathway, and this will be done. This will be seen in Cori cycle. We'll discuss that one in Cori cycle, how the lactate is converted into pyruvate and that pyruvate will convert into glucose. So mainly three steps that are 1, 2 and 3. Conversion of phosphoenol pyruvate to pyruvate. So these are the three steps. That three steps should be bypassed. So in gluconeogenesis, glucose amino acids, lactate, glycerol and propionate. So these are the substrates we have discussed. So these will enter into the gluconeogenesis by means of Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle is the main path which all these glucogenic amino acids all that will enter into the Krebs cycle, and from the Krebs cycle, what are the substrates that will formed in the Krebs cycle? These amino acids undergo transamination and that will enter into the Krebs cycle as a substrates: alpha ketoglutarate, succinyl-CoA, fumarate, so oxaloacetate. So whatever the amino acids are there, that will deaminase. So already we have discussed that Krebs cycle is both catabolic and anabolic pathways. So these will enter into the Krebs cycle. From the Krebs cycle, it will convert into pyruvate. So all these amino acids will convert into substrates of the Krebs cycle by means of catabolism of the amino acids, and from these substrates that will convert into pyruvate, and from pyruvate to glucose. So from pyruvate to glucose. So in this way that will enter, and lactate will enter from here, and propionate is also will enter through the Krebs cycle, and glycerol will enter into glycolysis directly. So we'll discuss each and every step by step. So first, mainly 3 irreversible steps should be bypassed in gluconeogenesis, that we'll discuss. These 3 stages bypass the alternative enzymes specific to gluconeogenesis. So they are pyruvate carboxylase, phosphoenol pyruvate carboxykinase. These 2 enzymes will convert phosphoenol pyruvate to phosphoenol pyruvate, reverse step. And fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. These enzymes will convert fructose 1,6-bisphosphate to fructose 6-phosphate. Then glucose 6-phosphate. Phosphatase is the enzyme that will convert glucose 6-phosphate into glucose. These are the 3 steps. So conversion of pyruvate to phosphoenol pyruvate, this will takes in 2 steps. Pyruvate carboxylase is a biotin dependent mitochondrial enzyme. It is present in the mitochondrial enzyme that converts pyruvate to oxaloacetate in presence of ATP and carbon dioxide. This enzyme regulates gluconeogenesis and requires acetyl-CoA for its activity. So pyruvate carboxylase, irreversible step. Pyruvate will convert into phosphoenol pyruvate by means of 2 process steps. So first one is the pyruvate will convert into oxaloacetate. So in presence of pyruvate carboxylase is the enzyme which will convert pyruvate to oxaloacetate. For this, acetyl-CoA is necessary. So acetyl-CoA is necessary, and by means of carboxylation the pyruvate will convert into oxaloacetate. Then oxaloacetate will undergo, oxaloacetate is a substrate of the Krebs cycle that will convert to alpha ketoglutarate and succinyl-CoA fumarate and malate dehydrogenase. So for this conversion of pyruvate to oxaloacetate, ATP is required and carbon dioxide fixation is required. So pyruvate is a 2-carboxylic 2-carbon compound, and acetyl-CoA is 2-carbon compound which will combine to give oxaloacetate, which is a 4-carbon structure. So carbon dioxide, by means of carbon fixation, it will give, then whatever the malate that is forming, so this oxalate is impermeable to the mitochondrial membrane. Why? Because Krebs cycle will takes place inside the mitochondrial membrane. So mitochondrial membrane is impermeable to the oxaloacetate. So for that reason, oxaloacetate is converting into malate in Krebs cycle. This malate is having ability to permeable to the mitochondrial membrane, so it will diffuse from the inner mitochondrial membrane into the cytosol. This is cytosol, this is the mitochondrial membrane. Whatever this is taking place, this is the in mitochondria. Okay, so next this malate will convert into oxaloacetate again in the cytosol by means of an enzyme, malate dehydrogenase. This is the enzyme that is present both in the mitochondria as well as the cytosol. So that's why malate will diffuse into the cytosol and malate will convert into oxaloacetate. For this, it requires NADH and one cofactor. NADH, in presence of NADH, the malate dehydrogenase enzyme will convert malate to oxaloacetate. The next step is the conversion of oxaloacetate into phosphoenol pyruvate, where the phosphoenol pyruvate will directly go reverse to the in glycolysis. So conversion of oxaloacetate to phosphoenol pyruvate, it requires 1 GTP and removal of carbon dioxide. That means 4 carbon compound will convert into 2 carbon compound. Oxaloacetate will convert into phosphoenol pyruvate. Phosphoenol, for this reaction 1 GTP molecule is required. So phosphoenol pyruvate carboxy kinase is the enzyme which convert oxaloacetate to phosphoenol pyruvate in cytosol. So after conversion of the malate to phosphoenol pyruvate to oxaloacetate, oxaloacetate to phosphoenol pyruvate. So next from phosphoenol pyruvate, these steps are reversible steps, and and and, and it will reach up to here, fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. So after reaching fructose 1,6 phosphate step, so this is a irreversible step of the glycolysis. So here the second bypass reaction should take place, that is conversion of fructose 1,6 bisphosphate to fructose 6 phosphate. So for this an enzyme is required, fructose 1,6 bisphosphatase enzyme, which will convert by means of addition of the water and removal of one phosphate group. Fructose 1,6 bisphosphate will convert into fructose 1,6 bisphosphate will convert into fructose 6 phosphate by means of hydrolysis and removal of the phosphate group. So fructose 1,6 bisphosphatase is the enzyme that will convert fructose 1,6 bisphosphate to fructose 6 phosphate. And the third bypass step is the here conversion of next to fructose 6 phosphate will convert by means of mutase, it will convert into glucose 6 phosphate. So glucose 6 phosphate, conversion of glucose to glucose 6 phosphate in glycolysis, this is a irreversible step which will not done in glycolysis. So this step should be bypassed in gluconeogenesis. The enzyme that is required is glucose 6 phosphatase enzyme. So the glucose 6 phosphate is the enzyme that will remove the phosphate group from the glucose, and this will convert into glucose. So these are the three main bypass reactions that should take place in gluconeogenesis in conversion of the pyruvate to glucose, reversible of the glycolysis. So this can be simplified. Thermodynamic barriers, that is glucose 6 phosphate gluconeogenesis is not a reversible of glycolysis. So there are three major thermodynamic barriers for the pathway, three irreversible steps in glycolysis. These three major barriers are bypassed by successive smaller steps with relatively less energy. So this is the first step, second step, and third step. So already we have discussed this one. So just simplify for simplification. What are the steps and what is the thermodynamic properties? Just I'm giving. So first pyruvate to phosphoenol pyruvate. First step, second step. Pyruvate to oxaloacetate pyruvate carboxylase enzyme and phosphoenol pyruvate kinase. Phosphoenol pyruvate carboxy kinase is the second step that will convert oxaloacetate to phosphoenol pyruvate. First bypass step. Okay. Next, pyruvate to PEP. That means pyruvate to phosphoenol pyruvate. This I have said that biotin is the enzyme. It is a pyruvate carboxylase is it is a biotin dependent group enzyme. So this is the general reaction. It is not necessary in exam. If you want to study, you can go through it. Pyruvate to PEP. Then oxaloacetate will convert into directly phosphoenol pyruvate. It requires Mg+2 dependent enzyme where GTP will be used and removal of the carbon dioxide. Here this carbon dioxide will be removed and GTP will convert into GDP, and one phosphate group will be attached to the oxaloacetate, and it is phosphorylated, so phosphoenol pyruvate will form. So pyruvate to PEP overall reaction is pyruvate plus ATP plus GTP and one carbon dioxide group in the form of bicarbonate will be supplied. So it will give phosphoenol pyruvate, ADP, GDP, PI, and carbon dioxide will be released. This is the overall reaction. This is the alternate pathway. If you want, you can just simply it is a if it wants to enter like this, and it will enter. It's not necessary that much. So there are two pathways for the PEP synthesis. That means synthesis of phosphoenol pyruvate from pyruvate. The first one is the one route is involved in the movement of the reduction of equivalents of cytoplasm, which provides balance between the NADH produced and consumed in the cytosol. So these are the reduction equivalents. So these movements, NAD is converting into NADPH plus H plus. So this will compensate this one. So by this one route, pyruvate will can convert into phosphoenol pyruvate. Pyruvate will convert into phosphoenol pyruvate. This is the first step. This see, I'll show you. Next, another route is the predominant lactate. This first one, this is the second one. So another route is prominent when lactate is a source that yields NADH. Okay, for gluconeogenesis, hence conversion of malate is not necessary. In this, conversion of malate is not necessary. I'll show you in. If lactate is here, if lactate is produced, means there is no need of conversion of oxalate to malate and again the malate to this one. So directly it can use this reaction. This bypass of malate is not necessary. So this is the reason. Okay, this is the second step, fructose 1,6-bisphosphate to fructose 6-phosphate. This is the second bypass step, fructose 6-phosphate plus H2O. That means removal of phosphate group, convert to fructose 6-phosphate. The enzyme is fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase. Fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase is the enzyme. So next, third bypass is the glucose 6-phosphate to glucose. So glucose 6-phosphate is converting into glucose. So glucose 6-phosphate. This I'll show you. So glucose 6-phosphate to glucose. Actually, what happens is glucose 6-phosphate is so from cytosol it should enter into the lumen, but glucose 6-phosphate is impermeable to the cell membrane, which cannot enter into the lumen or cytosolic site. So for that, glucose transporters is necessary. So what are the glucose 6-phosphate is there? By means of glucose 6-phosphatase enzyme, glucose 6-phosphate will convert into glucose and phosphate group, and this PI will transport by means of T2 transporter, that is PI transporter, to cytosol, and glucose will transport from T3, that is glucose transporter 3, glucose into the cytosol side. So where SP and calcium binding is a protein binding, calcium binding protein. So the glucose transporter is in the endoplasmic reticulum membrane is like those found in the plasma membrane. This way glucose 6-phosphate will convert into glucose and this is the overall energetics. In gluconeogenesis, 2 pyruvate plus 2 NADH plus 4H plus 4 ATP and 2 GDP is required for 1 pyruvate, 2 ATP and 1 GDP. So overall glucose 2 NAD plus and 4 ADP, 2 GDP and PI. So in this, overall energy is consuming in gluconeogenesis when compared to glycolysis. So it is a energy utilizing pathway. So substrates of gluconeogenesis, entry of glucogenic amino acids. This is a Krebs cycle where all the catabolized enzymes, what are the enzymes that is undergo catabolization or degradation of the amino acids or proteins, that amino acids will enter into the Krebs cycle in this way. Lysine except, so amino acids amino acids that degrade to pyruvate, alpha ketoglutarate, succinyl CoA, fumarate or oxaloacetate termed as a glucogenic amino acids. So these are the substrates amino acids that will degrade and it will convert into and pyruvate, alpha ketoglutarate. So it will enter into the Krebs cycle. So the next is the net synthesis of glucose from these amino acids is feasible because of the citric acid cycle intermediates, and pyruvate can be converted into phosphoenol pyruvate. So amino acids are derived from dietary proteins, tissue proteins, or from the breakdown of skeletal muscle proteins during starvation. All these will undergo deamination, transamination, and glucogenic amino acids yields either pyruvate or intermediates of the Krebs cycle. So this will yield alanine will convert into alanine transaminase into pyruvate. So entry of glucogenic amino acids. So amino acids will enter into the Krebs cycle either into the form of substrates or directly to the pyruvate, from where the pyruvate will convert into phosphoenol pyruvate and then it will convert into glucose. Pyruvate will convert into oxaloacetate and oxaloacetate will convert into phosphoenol pyruvate and directly to the glucose. So this is the entry of glucogenic amino acids and convert into glucose. Third one is the lactate. Already lactate is the end product of the glycolysis in skeletal muscles. So in skeletal muscles, whatever the lactate that is produced, that will convert into pyruvate by means of lactate dehydrogenase NAD plus NADH plus H plus. Okay. So in active muscles, active skeletal muscles, the rate of glycolysis exceeds the rate of oxidative metabolism, which leads to anaerobic glycolysis in the skeletal muscles. This is the reason. Then during anaerobic glycolysis in skeletal muscles, pyruvate is reduced to lactate. Already we know. Then lactate is readily converted into pyruvate by action of lactate dehydrogenase enzyme. So in this way, lactate will convert into pyruvate and then pyruvate will convert into oxaloacetate to phosphoenol pyruvate, and same thing, convert into glucose. Okay. Entry of propionate. Entry of propionate is nothing but a propionate is the major precursor for glucose in ruminants. So actually what is propionate or propionyl CoA? Propionate will form in non-ruminants, that means in humans, propionate will arise from the beta oxidation of odd chain fatty acids by means of breakdown of the fatty acids, which is consisting of odd chains, that will give rise to propionate structure. So accumulation of the propionates should be removed from the body. So this will enter into the Krebs cycle as a final substrate of succinyl CoA. Succinyl CoA is the one of the substrate of the Krebs cycle. Thereby succinyl CoA fumarate to oxaloacetate, and again oxaloacetate will convert into phosphoenol pyruvate and then glucose. So in this way, propionate will enter into the Krebs cycle as succinyl CoA. So propionyl CoA will convert into S-methyl malonyl CoA. Then S-methyl malonyl CoA will convert into R-methyl malonyl CoA by means of an enzyme methyl malonyl CoA racemase methyl malonyl CoA mutase. So this is undergoing racemization. So first propionyl CoA will convert into S-methyl malonyl CoA by means of propionyl CoA carboxylase is the enzyme which will attach carbon group in the form of carbon dioxide. So it is giving S-methyl malonyl CoA, which, and again it will convert into racemase structure, R structure. S is converted into raceme structure. So in this, the carbon dioxide is shifting the position, and the methyl malonyl CoA, R-methyl malonyl CoA will convert into succinyl CoA by means of enzyme methyl malonyl CoA mutase, by means of changing the carbon structure. Mutase. So entry of glycerol. So entry of glycerol. So the hydrolysis of the triglycerols, that is fatty acids, yields to the glycerol. So glycerol will convert into glycerol will convert into glycerol 3-phosphate by means of glycerol kinase, and this glycerol 3-phosphate will convert into dihydrogen phosphate in presence of glycerol 3-phosphate dehydrogenases enzyme NAD plus and NADH plus H plus. So this dihydrogen phosphate will convert into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, and finally these two will convert into fructose 1,6 bisphosphate in glycolysis cycle. And Cori cycle, lactate is converting into pyruvate. So this is a muscle cell. In muscle cell, lactate will be produced. So by means of glycolysis, glucose will convert into pyruvate and pyruvate to lactate. This lactate, accumulation of lactate in the body is harmful to the body, so it should be removed from the body. So this lactate will enter into the liver, thereby liver will convert this lactate into pyruvate by means of lactate dehydrogenase enzyme. So the pyruvate will convert into again. So liver is the site where the lactate is converting into pyruvate. What are the lactate that is produced in the muscle that will go into the liver, and from where the liver the lactate will convert into pyruvate. So this is nothing but a Cori cycle. Simple. Glucose aniline cycle. Glucose aniline cycle is nothing but a glucose and glucose 6-phosphate in muscle by means of transamination. Pyruvate will convert into aniline, and thereby this aniline will convert muscle protein. This will convert alanine by means of transamination. Alanine will convert again into the pyruvate in the liver, and thereby pyruvate will convert into glucose by means of gluconeogenesis.